Rain and storms are now sweeping across eastern parts of Queensland and New South Wales, and major significant flooding does persist across inland parts. Let's first have a look at what we've seen over the last day or so, and the satellite imagery shows thick cloud associated with heavy rainfall to inland parts of Queensland early on Friday morning. Later through Friday, we did see those conditions easing across western parts of Queensland, but the thick cloud and rain is now pushing towards the coast, and this is where we are seeing the focus of that weather today. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen high rainfall totals, more than 100 millimetres for parts of northern and central Queensland, and even higher falls across southeast Queensland and northern parts of New South Wales. The highest falls have been around the Wide Bay area in Queensland, with up to 300 millimetres being observed there. So what does this mean for flooding? First, across inland parts of Queensland, we do still have major significant flooding occurring. What you see here is dynamic and will change over the coming days, so it is important that you have the latest information for your catchment. Across inland Queensland, we do have major flood warnings current. They include for the Thomson, Western, Georgina and Warrego rivers. But with that rainfall about the coast recently, we are looking at a number of flood warnings there as well. There is a major flood warning for the Mary River and flood warnings also about northeastern parts of New South Wales. With more rainfall to come, we have also issued a number of flood watches, and this is for the potential for flooding once that rain starts to really build. We have flood watches all the way from the Gulf Country, northern Queensland, and down to southeast Queensland and northeastern parts of New South Wales. Importantly, this does include places like the Sunshine Coast, Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and the northern rivers and northwestern slopes of New South Wales. And for New South Wales in particular, we are generally looking at the possibility of seeing minor flooding once that rain does start to build. We have also issued a number of severe weather warnings in New South Wales. First, we are looking at this area from about Tamworth and down towards Scone. This is where we'll see heavy rainfall from Saturday afternoon and into the evening, which could produce flash flooding with 6 hourly totals up to 70 millimetres possible and high isolated falls above that. Then into Saturday evening and Sunday morning, we will see a low pressure system form off the coast of Wollongong, and we'll have a closer look at that later. First, we'll see damaging winds all the way from the southern slopes and from the south coast up towards the Illawarra, the Sydney coastal fringe and southern parts of the Hunter. And we'll also see heavy rainfall, but that's more likely about the south coast and up towards Wollongong. For New South Wales, wind and rain will start to ease from early Sunday morning, but once that low pressure system does develop off the coast, we will see hazardous coastal conditions. And so we do have a warning for that for damaging surf conditions. We will see very large waves and swell push onto the coast, and this may cause coastal erosion as well as damage and make conditions quite dangerous for coastal activities. And these hazardous coastal conditions are likely to persist into Monday and possibly also into Tuesday. So let's have a closer look at what we can expect. And for the rest of Saturday, you can see a lot of tropical moisture pouring down the east coast associated with these surface troughs here. Heavy falls possible about those warning areas. But we do see rainfall gradually start to contract away from southeast Queensland heading into tonight. But this low pressure system just off the Illawarra coast will become increasingly important as we head into Sunday. You see that low pressure system spinning just off the coast of New South Wales. That's doing a few things. First, bringing heavy rain and showers onto the coast, as well as very strong winds and those hazardous surf conditions. Later on Sunday, we do see rain gradually ease back to showers along the east coast, but still showers for across parts of southeast New South Wales and also for parts of Gippsland in Victoria. It's not until Monday that we finally see that low pressure system gradually moving out into the Tasman Sea, but still pushing showers onto the east coast. And of course, for inland areas, flooding impacts are likely to persist well into next week. So with rain and flooding on the way for much of Queensland and New South Wales, it is important that you have the latest information for your area. You can get that from our website or the Bomb Weather app. Follow us on social media, and as always, please stay safe.